On the news tonight, Senate rides the CJN over court judgment stopping Electoral Act amendment. In business, the Lagos State government reduces land use charge. And on the foreign scene, thousands rally against Czech president over media attacks. Hello and welcome to SuperScreen News at 8. I am Olamide Onwuka. Many thanks for joining us. The Senate has written the Chief Justice of the Federation, Justice Walter Onogan, to express reservations about the judgment made by Federal High Court stopping the National Assembly from overriding President Muhammadu Buhari's veto on the amended Electoral Act. The Senate Minority Leader, Godswill Akpabio, during Thursday's plenary, drew the attention of the Senate to the judgment said to be an abuse of the principle of separation of powers, a view which was unanimously corroborated by others.
On the current situation of an injunction that was granted by the Federal High Court against the Senate, kind of restraining the Senate from looking further into the issue of the electoral bill just recently, something that I believe it's totally bipartisan.
The matter at stake does not require any court intervention. This is democracy at work. I don't believe with that amendment. I voted against it. I'll vote against it tomorrow. But it behoves on me to talk to my colleagues to see the way I see it. Or if you want me to abandon my position, talk to me.
The principles is very, very clear. And the opinion shared by both the leader and the minority leader, I'm sure is the opinion of all of us. What is important is for us to sustain this democracy, build on these institutions. As I keep on repeating, we all come and leave this place. The most thing we have is our democracy and our institutions. But the separation of powers is what we have responsibility for, and that's what the judiciary.
Varied reactions have trailed President Muhammadu Buhari's visit to Benue State. A cross-section of Nigerians who spoke to SuperScreen applauded the president for eventually visiting the troubled state.
Exactly 2 months, 12 days after the mass killings in Benue State, allegedly perpetrated by Fulani herdsmen, President Muhammadu Buhari eventually visited the state on Monday, March 12, 2018.
That is one of the carefree attitude of President Buhari. He doesn't take us serious. What is all about concern is the 2019 general election. That is the basic concern, because I believe he's going out there to do some politicking.
It doesn't really matter if the vice president has visited the place. Supposing the vice president is the president of this nation, don't you think that promptness, that activeness has been there? Don't let us count the number of days. Let us count the numbers of activities that is going to come.
And while addressing the people, he enjoined them to live peacefully with the herdsmen as the solution to incessant killing. Reacting to this development, these respondents expressed varied reactions.
He has said it as a father, but what they need to do as a country is to put palliative measures in place that is going to cushion the effect of that peace. Here, one Nigeria, and whatever the case may be, from the ancestral history, we have to trace it back. And even if they have to do anything, they have to go to the root cause of that problem.
We've known Benue State for a long time. It's a food basket of the nation, but a situation where herdsmen will take heads to the cattle to the farm and begin to eat up farm produce that the farmers have labored for a very long time. Then for them to wake up one morning and herdsmen and their cattle have destroyed their products, all the labor they've put in for a long time, I think it is very bad. So the president should do something about it.
He just wants to be somehow conservative about things, just to bring about agreements. You know, can't give fire for fire. Do you understand? We know that if the Benueans, if they should reply those herdsmen, it's going to be a bloodshed. Look at what is happening in Syria. And look at just what has happened this morning in Gaza. So we should learn to live in harmony. That's my advice too.
These men are just, it's a title given to some group of people, so we are all human. And I believe both Hensmen and people of Benin are Nigerian. So I think Mr. President is right by saying they should live in peace.
It caught many by surprise as President Buhari expressed shock over the non-presence of the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, in the state, which shows that the IG flouted the president's order to stay in Benue until the situation has been brought under control.
If he's taking the citizens serious, he cannot send the IG to a state without monitoring the situation. For him to just come out and say that he doesn't know if the IG was there or he left. So that to me is careless on the part of the president.
It shows that President Buhari is not concerned about the Nigerian citizen at all. Upon all the killings, which is more deadlier, people, Nigeria are suffering. You can see the scorching sun. So some people are dying there. And the president said he doesn't aware that the IG is there. Who's supposed to be there? It's not the IG or the president.
Mr. President should be aware that the IG is not on that location. But on the other hand, what was the problem? What was the matter with the IG? That he disobeyed president's order. So they both have the fault, but the bigger part of it is from the IG.
Interestingly, on Tuesday, March 13, 2018, the president met with the IG in a closed-door meeting, which resulted in a query given to the Inspector General of Police. As it stands, Nigerians are waiting to see the kind of disciplinary action which will be meted out to the Inspector General of Police by the president. This, they believe, will serve as deterrent to others with such insubordination acts.
The National Judicial Council has recommended the compulsory retirement of 2 judges. The 2 judges recommended for dismissal are Theresa Uzokwe, the Chief Judge of Abia State, and Obisike Oji of Abia State High Court. The council said it recommended Uzokwe's sack following the recommendation of 2 panels that investigated allegations against her. In a statement by NJC spokesperson Soji Oye, he said the NJC also issued stern warnings to Justice Adetok Tumbo and Olushola Ajibike Williams of FCT and Lagos High Courts. The council also set up a meeting to investigate the Supreme Court Justice and 2 state chief judges. Suspected Fulani headsmen have unleashed terror on 3 communities in Kogi State, leaving 25 persons dead. The Oganiegu and Ikendi communities in Dekina local government area were affected, as well as at Bejukulo in Omalaga LTA, all in the Eastern Senatorial District of the state. As at the time of filing this report, villages were reportedly moving out of Bakume, Idrisu, and Ojiapata to escape possible attacks. Report says 25 people were killed in the sustained attack, which started on Tuesday and continued till Thursday. A detachment of police and soldiers have been drafted to quell the situation. Moving on, the 2 suicide bombers have been killed in a failed attempt to infiltrate a suburb of Maiduguri, Borno State. The 2 suicide bombers, both female, were said to have hurriedly detonated the improvised explosive devices strapped on them to avoid being caught alive. This led to their death, with 9 other persons sustaining various degrees of injuries. Police spokesperson in Borno State, Joseph Kwaji O, confirmed the incident, said the bombers were intercepted by security operatives on duty, but they hurriedly detonated the IED strapped to their bodies, killing themselves and injuring others. Now, the River State Governor, Nyesom Wike, has raised alarm over plots by opposition politicians to set up illegal vigilante groups that will clash with the State Neighborhood Watch, paving way for the police to ban the new security outfit in the state. Governor Wike stated this during a courtesy visit by the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 6, Usman Abubakar, at the Government House, Port Harcourt. Details in this report.
Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike said there are plans by political rivals to stop the Neighborhood Watch, a security outfit in Rivers State, by creating incidents that will incite the group. The governor stated that only a court of competent jurisdiction can stop the watch, as the group is a security organization that will support security agencies with intelligence to promote peace in the state.
It was from Lagos State. I can authoritatively say we adapted Lagos State after the Security Council met and agreed that there's a need to also replicate in order to support the security agencies.
Wike also said the government has acquired 6 gunboats from the State Police Command to effectively fight criminals on the waterways, saying any contrary action will be detrimental to the stability of the country.
This 2019 election, I've said it before, I got not to say it. Anything goes wrong, it is INEC and police. Why do I say so? It is the role of the police to protect the electorate who are voting and protect the electoral personnel. So if the police and INEC work hand in hand and to make Nigeria proud.
In his remarks, Assistant Inspector General of Police in Zone 6, Usman Abubakar, said the Zone 6 Police Command is working out ways to reduce crimes in the area.
To fashion out the way to end or reduce catism, militancy, kidnapping, youth restiveness in the state. A lot of things, we have a lot of problems. So that we have a past information for how we can tackle this problem.
Abubakar called on various groups to come to work together for peace in the community.
The International Foundation for Electoral System, IF, says they will give every necessary support to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in its quest to achieve credible elections come 2019. IFA's electoral management expert, Sari Jha, disclosed this in Calabar at a workshop organized by a Board of Survey and Technical Equipment Acquisition Committee for store offices of INEC across this country. Sari said the objective of the workshop is to seek a unified standard of procedures for store management in order to enhance INEC operations, particularly in the build-up to the 2019 elections. According to him, this has become necessary in order to ensure that all store offices of INEC act in uniformity and in conformity with the global BRICS practices. The proponents of the Not Too Young to Run movement has stepped up efforts at ensuring the speedy passage of the bill, which will guarantee increased participation for young Nigerians in politics. The National Day of Action on the presidential assent to the age reduction bill was marked in Abuja as hundreds of young Nigerians gathered at the entrance of the presidential villa, braving the scorching sun for about 8 hours. More details in this report. Hundreds of youths came out in their numbers at the Unity Fountain Park in Abuja, seeking to speed up the process of presidential assent to the Not Too Young to Run bill, which will reduce the age of presidential aspirants to 35 from 40 years, amongst others. The National Day of Action for Presidential Assent is part of the campaign strategy of mobilizing young people to participate in constitution building and demand quality representation from the elected leaders. Convener of the movement, Samson Itodo, said if assented, the bill will be crucial in determining the fate of APC in the next year's election, while others called for constitutional amendment which should address what they termed undue powers to the president.
This is a bill that millions of Nigerian youths support, and we have constantly held that if you want the youth vote in 2019, then make sure you pass the Not Too Young to Run bill. We're passing this message again, that if you want the youth vote in 2019, then be ready to actually sign or assent Not Too Young to Run. And this message goes to the APC administration and to all the other political parties, because beyond assenting to the bill, we expect political parties to uphold the principles of transparency and the tenets of internal party democracy, because a lot of young people are going to join political parties, and we expect that the parties will practice internal party democracy to give young people an opportunity to become candidates.
Giving the president too much authority to sign on the process of amendment, of the constitution. And I think that we should begin to think about this too into the future. But we are telling this president right now that he rode into office on the votes, on the power of imagination, on the power of creativity, on the enthusiasm of young people. That this is not the time to stab them in the back. This is not the time, to withdraw his support for their cause. And that Nigerian youths deserve inclusion in governance.
After a long wait for an official from the presidency, the Minister of State for Aviation, Hadi Siriki, came and assured the youths of presidential assent to the bill.
Mr. President, who would have been here himself to assent to the bill? But you all know that he's out of country, out of town rather, and he will soon be back. And in the interim, I've been asked to come and speak to you and to assure you that Mr. President is a Democrat. Mr. President operates rule of law.
The age reduction bill was passed by the National Assembly in July last year, and the remaining hurdle is the presidential assent before it becomes a law. Coming up on SuperScreen News at 8, the Lagos State government reduces land use charge. That's in business. These and many more.
When you wake up in the morning before you start your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. For work and for play, for a great start to your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
We always start our day with a nourishing Kellogg's breakfast, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. Kellogg's makes a great tasting breakfast for all of us. So in our family, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
So I eat Kellogg's for breakfast. It keeps me full of energy. It's tasty and nutritious. Even schoolwork seems so easy. Kellogg's every day. Breakfast time is Kellogg's time. Breakfast is Kellogg's.
So give your family a tasty, nutritious breakfast of Kellogg's today. Now also available at just 15 naira.
Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
Welcome back to SuperScreen News at 8, and now for some business stories. The Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has reduced the land use charge, maintaining that there will be no late payment, but payment can be paid in installments. Report says the reduction was part of the conclusions reached at the meeting of the State Executive Council. The state government had jacked up the charges payable by 400% as enabled by the Land Use Law of 2018. Sickle to the reduction, the government also cut commercial charges by 50%, reduced charges for owners occupiers with third party, including industries and manufacturing concerns, by 25%. They also waived penalty for late payments across boards and give tax credits for LUC charges already paid in the systems, and introduced installments which will enable the landowners to pay in full. Still talking business, the Nigeria Heart Foundation, NHF, has endorsed 3 Crowns milk as healthy for consumption. This NHF endorsement coincides with the 30th anniversary of Friesland Campina, WAMCO producers of pig milk and 3 Crowns milk.
Friesland Campina WAMCO, producers of pig milk and 3 Crowns milk, celebrates its 30th anniversary on March 15, 2018, with the Nigeria Heart Foundation, NHF, endorsing its product 3 Crowns milk as being healthy for consumption. This is coming on the heels of the partnership entered into by both parties.
This is to unveil the endorsement of Nigeria Heart Foundation to our brand 3 Crowns. And this is a very important milestone for us because it shows the role that the brand 3 Crowns plays in healthy living to Nigerians. And the endorsement of Nigerian Heart Foundation is very important because it then gives to the consumers the confidence, and also gives us as a company the total confidence that what we are doing in providing healthy nutrition, which is good for the heart, is to Nigerians.
Today we're celebrating two remarkable events: the endorsement of 3 Crowns Milk by the Nigerian Heart Foundation, and also we're 30 years this year, so we're also celebrating our 30th anniversary to today's event. So for us, it's very important because it's like a two-in-one celebration and a partnership. We see the endorsement as a critical lever, a signal of trust to make Nigerians know that yes, 3 Crowns has always preached health with consumers, has always told people to keep fit and work out and be happy so that they are healthy. So this is a remarkable, very remarkable event for us.
Speaking of the rationale behind the endorsement of the product, the Nigeria Heart Foundation say the low cholesterol in the 3 Crowns milk will help fight cardiovascular and heart diseases, a view corroborated by other food nutritionists.
The foundation has thought wisely. This partnership with Heart Foundation is not the first. We've done so with many other products. But we're always looking for heart-friendly foods in order to combat vascular diseases in this our community. So it's very important to promote healthy products like this and commend them to the general public, not just to the literate public. If there is a way of letting the market woman even know the dangers exposed to.
The 3 Crowns is the first milk that the Nigerian Heart Foundation is endorsing. I'm actually a director of the nutrition group, the Nigerian Heart Foundation, and we did what we did because we found that the milk has very high concentration of what we call good fat. That is polyunsaturated fat, which is the ideal fat for the human body. It has very low cholesterol, it has vitamins and minerals, and so it's a very good product.
The occasion today is to mark the heart check logo presentation to 3 Crowns Milk. And that initiative of the Nigerian Heart Foundation is to encourage manufacturers of foods to present their products in a way that is heart-friendly. That is the components of whatever they are selling, either food or drinks, in terms of the fat content, the cholesterol content, the sugar content, the salt content. So that is the main initiative, and through that, to create awareness amongst the public about the importance of eating heart-healthy food.
This product, according to the producers, is made to encourage healthy eating and the fitness amongst Nigerians.
It's positioned for people who are very health conscious about their bodies, about their health and what they eat. Not to say every other milk in the market is not good, but you have a specially formulated milk that is also good for everyone, but also for people who really want to be very cautious. Not to mean everybody who is not health conscious can take it. It can be used by everybody. But what we say is, as a 3 Crowns band, we preach and we encourage healthy eating and working out.
All present were made to undergo 30 minutes of exercise. Adenike Owoye Ajiboye, SuperScreen News.
Still ahead on SuperScreen News at 8. Thousands rally against Czech president over media attacks. These and many more coming your way after this break.